This is a video tutorial on how to complete the Excel formulas assignment. Step 1 asks you to download and then open the Excel Assignment 1 spreadsheet file. And you can see here that I have the file open, downloaded and opened. Step 2 asks you to enter Assignment 1 followed by your name in cell A2. So you will type Assignment 1 and then your name, whatever your first and last name. Step 3 asks you to enter the numeric data shown below in cells B6 to E7. So remember, when we talk about a range of cells, it's from B6 to E7. So in B6 you're going to enter 25, and in B7 33. You're going to follow the diagram and enter the numbers just the way they're given. Be sure that you double check your data entry, your numbers, because your instructor will be grading it, and your instructor will have the answers and know what the answers should be based on the correct numbers being entered. Step 4 asks you to resave the document with your name at the end of the title using the format Excel Assignment 1 first name, last name. So you'll click File, Save As, and remember you'll select a location to save the file. So you might want to save it in your documents, or you might have a folder for your class, and you're going to add your name to the end of the file name. Step 5 asks you to use cell references to enter sum formulas in cells B8, C8, D8, and E8 to add the numbers from rows 6 and 7. For example, in cell B8 you will enter the formula equal B6 plus B7 and press enter on your keyboard. So remember to use cell references. You click in the cell, you type in equal, you click on the cell for the first part of the sum, the plus sign, and then click on the second cell and press enter. So you're going to do that for each cell. This is just a practice learning how to sum two numbers or add two numbers in Excel. And then in the last cell, equal this cell plus cell E7. All right. Step 6 asks you to use cell reference to enter the subtraction formula in B17, B8, C17, D17, and E17 to subtract the numbers in rows 6 and 7. So you're going to click in cell B17 and you're going to enter the subtraction formula. So it's equal to cell B15 minus cell B16 and press enter. So again, it's equal. Remember, we're using cell references, so we're going to first select the amount in C15 minus the amount in C16. So again, it's equal, and we're going to select the first value in D15 and subtract minus D16. So just some practice using subtraction, equal, minus, and clicking on the cell and pressing enter. So step 7 asks you to use cell references to enter multiplication formulas. So we're going to scroll down to cell B23, and it asks you to multiply the numbers in row 21 by the numbers in row 22. So in B23, you'll have an equal sign. You'll click on the first cell, that's B21, use the asterisk for multiply, and then click on B22 and press enter. So again, it's equal. You click on the first cell, you click the asterisk, which is above the 8 on your keyboard, and click the second cell and press enter. Just some practice using simple multiplication. So we're going to multiply this 8, which is in cell D21, times this 7 in D22. And then the last one again, equal 29, which is in cell E21, times 5, which is in cell E22. Step 8 asks you to use the cell reference to divide and enter the division formulas in B28, C28, D28, and E28. And it asks you to divide the numbers in row 26 by the numbers in row 27. So in B28, the first number will be equal this 4 divided by 3, which is in B27. So in this cell it'll be equal the amount 15, which is in C16, divided by the amount in C27, because the instructions said to divide the numbers in row 26 by the numbers in row 27. So it's the number in row 26, which is this 8 in D26, the slashes for divide by this 7, and that's in D27. So one more, equal 29, which is in E26, divided by the 5, which is in E27, and enter. Step 9 asks you to use an auto-sum formula in cells B38 through E38. So in these cells down here, to use the auto-sum. So you're going to click in cell B38, and it tells you you should add the numbers from B32 to B37. You're going to click on the auto-sum, verify that it's the correct amount, and press enter on your keyboard. We're going to do the same thing in column C. Press the auto-sum, make sure the correct amount is selected, and press enter. And again, check your amount and press enter. Now let's watch this one. We're going to auto-sum. But remember, in the reading, when you see some of these auto-sum errors, it did not take all the cells because there's a blank cell. So you need to click in E32 and drag down to E37 and press enter. Step 10 asks you to enter JAN in cell B42. So you'll click in B42 and enter Jan, which is short for January. And then click in B42 and use the autofill to enter February, March, and April across to E42. So you'll get the fill handle in the bottom corner, click, hold, and drag until you get to April. Step 11 asks you to copy the formula in cell B49 to cells C49, D49, and E49 using autofill. So you'll click on cell B49, again get in the bottom right corner to the fill handle and drag across to copy the formula. So you see the formula in B49 was the sum of 46 and 47 times the amount in B48. And so the next row should have the same formula, only with the column C, and so forth. So that's how you copied that formula. Step 12 asks you to use cell references to enter formulas in cells B56, C56, D56, and E56 to calculate 5% of the numbers in row 55 using cell A54 as the absolute cell reference. So in B56, the formula should multiply the number in cell B55, so it would be equal, and then cell B55, which is the 100, by the amount in A54. Excuse me, I have to say multiply by, with the asterisk, the amount in A54. Now remember, if it's going to be an absolute value, which means you want to use this same 5% for every calculation, you want to edit the formula to add a $sign in front of the A and a $sign in front of the 54. Now, if you didn't do that, if you just said it's equal to the amount in B55 times the amount in A54, your first calculation would be correct. But then when you use the autofill to copy the formula to the next cell, you could see that it automatically moved to column C, but it also automatically moved to this B, to cell B54, and that is not the correct cell. So again, we want to put the formula here as equal the amount in B55, which is that 100, times the amount in A54, which is your 5%. And because you always want it to be 5% and you don't want that to change, you add the $sign before the A and before the 54. Now when you get your fill handle and fill it across, it'll correctly calculate each of the percentage formulas with the $sign. So you can use that fill handle to copy the cell reference, or if you want some practice, you could enter each one individually. Alright, step 13 asks you to save the spreadsheet, save your changes. You just click up here on the save icon above file. You do not have to do save as. You save it, and you'll close the spreadsheet and submit it to the Dropbox for assignment 1, week 4.